No Caitlin Clark. 6 players sidelined. The experts and analysts had already counted them out even before the series started. And to make matters worse, the whistles were clearly not in their favor. But when everything was stacked against them, they stacked up together. They played with heart and grit while showing resilience. And on enemy ground, under the bright lights of this do-or-die battle, David slays Goliath and pulls off a monumental upset that no one saw coming.
Into Boston for the lead, she hits it!
What follows is a full recap of that game, and with that, let's break down how the Indiana Fever shocked the basketball world. With their season on the line, both teams fire on all cylinders right off the gates. I mean, Jordan Canada whips it around to Big Bree on the break and drops the hoop and the harm to sound the alarm.
Inside, Bree Jones! And the foul!
Then after Ryan Howard stops and pops from 15, Odyssey Sims shows them how it's done from deep, splashing the top of the key tray coming off an AB spread.
Canada closing. Sims left open.
Now on the other end, Alicia Gray goes through 3 screens to get the angle and hunts her prey using a baseline fadeaway. But Boston quickly responds with an easy layup after Lexi Hull sets her up.
That's terrific call into Boston. Beautiful read because
After that, Jones and Tash exchange inside buckets to keep up the back and forth pace. And with the Fever's bigs defending high, Canada bolts her way to the cup and kisses it off the glass.
Jordan Canada.
Tied at 11 apiece, Sims takes the matter into her own hands, snaking her way through the red fence while smoking the entire Dream's defense.
Could not get it to grow. Odyssey Sims, this is what head coach Stephanie White wants.
Then moments later, the braided bandits go for the 1-2 punch as Sims feeds Howard to score on a 2-on-1. Now, off a dribble hand off, Kelsey gently takes off and serves the tee in front of BG.
Score from the field. Now she has.
But just when Killer Kel starts to rev up, here comes Tehina Pow Pow, crashing the party with back-to-back rim attacks to tie the ball game. And in the next play, Gray snatches the offensive board and follows it up to put the Dream back on top. With the Dream still celebrating, Kelsey leaks out like the Epstein files and flicks a quick attack before the defense could even react.
Kelsey Mitchell can get down the floor. Yeah, that is.
Sims tries to replicate what Kelsey just previously did, but Ryan Howard is there acting as the insurance policy. Then her lefty bestie picks up the rock and drops the runner for the coast-to-coast finish. Now down by 2, Kelsey uses the Boston screen to lace up another 3 ball and retake the lead.
Each with 2. Mitchell over to Boston.
But right before the quarter ends, Canada gets crafty as she squeezes one in using her offhand against 3 white shirts. Despite the Dream dropping the last bucket, the Fever clings on to a 2-point lead at the end of the first. Now in the next quarter, Aerial Powers open things up with a major rejection to keep the Fever on the right direction. But after Petty came up short on this trip, the Dream strikes right back as Gray finds the barreling Big Bree for the tough and 1 bucket on the break.
Jones doesn't miss this time, and she.
On the other side, Howard attacks the loose defense to get the soft floater to drop. But this was quickly countered as Canada hit the trailing Hillmorn for the straightaway splash. With the ball game tied at 33, both teams keep slugging it out with no one giving an inch. Now with Lexi on an island with Canada, she puts her on the spin cycle before drilling the tough jumper.
Right time, she ties it up. How about that? But Jordan Canada kind of been cooking.
Meanwhile, Money Mitch answers right back, cashing in 2 consecutive threes. One with no one around her, and one with Griner closing out on her.
Mitchell. Man.
And then the floodgates of threes followed soon after, as Jones and Howard buried back-to-back downtown hits, while Lexi responded with one of her own. And to wrap up the quarter, here's Canada, using her speed against Turner's length to get down to the hole and finish right up in her alley. After 20 minutes of intense basketball, the Dream carries a 7-point lead at the half, 56-49. With 2 quarters left to go, the Fever knows that if the Dream breaks away early in the third, they are cooked, and so they quickly cut the gap right from the jump with Howard, attacking the closeout and driving on the baseline for 2. Now in the next possession, Sims circles her away through the defense, spins against Hillman, and absorbs the contact to get the bump and the bucket.
Was able to score and get fouled.
Then after the Fever forces a turnover here, Sims pushes the leather in transition and bounces it off to the running Howard, who banks it in. And in this play, AB just muscles her away versus Jones and trickles the lefty hook to tie the ball game at 57. Now, right after Hillman sinks this 3, Bree and AB got tangled up with each other. And upon the whistle, AB got called for a tee after shaking the cobweb. That incident has fueled the intensity of the game even more, and in this scramble, Gray took advantage of the situation as she sank this corner 3 before diving to the cup, coming off the Howard brush screen.
The series. Alicia Gray.
And speaking of Ryan Howard, the Dream smooth operator has woken from her deep slumber as she knocks down this elbow jumper, then lays it up and in against the tough D of Lexi. With the lead going up to 8, Kelsey Mitchell scrapes 3 off the board, plus the foul. And as Canada tries to sneak one in, Turner shuts her down, followed by a cold-blooded stare down. However, just like the previous quarter, Canada ends the third on her terms by turning on her jets on the curl while completing another 3-point play. 69-73 is the score after 3, and with 10 minutes left to go, both squads just let it all out on the floor as the game geared toward a nail-biting finish. I mean, here's Sims using the Boston screen to get the mismatch. Then she attacks a slow-footed Bree and spins the other way to drop that tough bucket. And after AB scores this right hook, Canada turns into Air Jordan as she spreads her legs in mid-air and stretches that layup. Now, down by 5, the Fever goes to AB in the paint, but with 3 shirts on her, she kicks it out to Shea Petty. And despite Gray contesting, Petty was all money. Deadlock at 80 with 3 minutes to go. Jones scores off Hillman's missed 3 ball, and without hesitation, Ryan Howard calmly steps into a 3 to punctuate a 5-0 swing.
Howard. Nothing but net.
At this juncture, the Fever could easily fold under the pressure. However, that's not what happened, as they didn't rattle in the clutch. I mean, when they needed a much-needed bucket, they went to Killer Kelsey. And coming from the handoff, Mitchell cradles the rock and lays it up against the outstretched arm of Big Bree. Down by 3 with a minute to go, the Fever goes for a double staggered screen to set up Kelsey. However, the Dream understands the assignment, denying Mitchell and not allowing her to get a sniff of the ball. And with the Dream's defense hounding Kelsey and overplaying every coverage, Lexi finds a way to get to the rim, cutting down the lead to just 1. Now, with 15 seconds to go, Kelsey and AB try to go for a 2-man game, but Bree was there to deflect and dive for the ball. And as Kelsey clears out the ball, Sims quickly passes the ball back inside to AB.
Into Boston for the lead. She hits it.
Now, after failing to inbound the ball the first time, the Dream tries to go to Bree Jones on the block, and her Highness of Hustle swoops out of nowhere to get the game-winning steal. Though the Dream gets a last crack to win the ball game, Jones bricks the shot, and that was the ball game. After fighting through adversity all season long, the Fever survive and advance to the semifinals with a shocking upset against the 3rd-seeded Dream, 87-85.